Breaking news. Bulldozer driver Jesse Steele recently dug up two unusually large bones just west of Snowmass Village. He was working on a project to expand Ziegler's Reservoir. They immediately stopped construction and called the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Ian Miller and Kirk Johnson reported to their site, and their team has been working there since. Let's check in with our newsman, John, for more details.
Thank you, Cassie. This project is currently the biggest they are undertaking. It involves the largest workforce. About 40 people are active on site at all times, and there are approximately 300 people involved with large collaborations from different teams. They have removed almost 6,000 cubic meters of dirt to uncover the fossils underneath. Back to you, Cassie.
Thanks for that information, John. Ian Miller and his team nicknamed this project the Snow Mastodon Project since it is the site where the largest number of North American mastodons have ever been found. Because this is a rarity, the community as a whole and the Denver Museum of Nature and Science are especially excited to see what else is unearthed. Let's visit our Denver liaison, John, who is in the Denver Museum of Nature and Science's underground lab to talk about additional findings.
Of course, Cassie. Right now, I'm here with Dr. Miller in the Denver Museum of Nature and Science Laboratory, where scientists are analyzing the bones and fossils found from the Ziegler Basin. Further analysis indicates that there are about 99 taxa of plant macrofossil, including seeds, leaves, needles, cones, twigs, and wood that existed during the period. Over 300 specimens of fossil wood were collected, ranging in size from small stems to logs greater than 50 centimeter in diameter and more than 10 meter in length. Dr. Miller and his team identified various remains that belongs to vertebrate fauna, invertebrate fauna, and fossil flora. Over 36,000 bones and teeth belonging to both macro and micro vertebrates were uncovered from the Ziegler Reservoir. They also found many smaller vertebrate species bones originated to animals such as salamander, bear, squirrel, and mice. What you see here are insect, mollusk, and ostracod fossils that the excavation team found alongside with the vertebrate bones. The analysis shows that there were about 99 taxa of insects found from the site. The interesting part is the paleontologists are able to use the insect fossils to understand the climate cycle in that time period. The sediments also contained many terrestrial and aquatic mollusk and ostracod fossils. The current analysis shows that there are 5 taxa of aquatic bivalves, 8 taxa of aquatic gastropods, along with 7 taxa of ostracods. The taxa also indicates the ancient lakeshore was used to be a shallow, well-vegetated freshwater wetland environment. Back to you, Cassie.
Wow, John, a wide array of organisms were found at this one site. In addition, both mastodons and mammoths were found here. This is unique since mastodons are forest browsers and mammoths are plains grazers. Even though they lived during the same time, they occupied different ecological niches. Ian Miller believes both animals are found at this site because back then it was a watering hole that had a very slow refill rate. While these organisms were waiting there, they either died of thirst or were bogged down in an ancient mire. Large mammal fossils, like bison, were found in positions that support both hypotheses. The Snowmass Village excavation site contains all these organisms because of its unique geological setting, which has a very atypical past. Let's see what our news anchor, John, has to say about the Snow Mastodon Project's geological setting, which was able to preserve these fossils extremely well.
So Cassie, the sediments containing these Pleistocene fossils were deposited in a lake on top of a ridge. The lake basin was formed near the town of Snowmass Village, Colorado, when a glacier flowing down Snowmass Creek Valley became thick enough to overtop a low point in the eastern valley wall and entered the head of Brush Creek Valley. Approximately 130,000 years ago, when the glacier retreated at the end of the marine isotope stage 6, the Brush Creek Valley lobe left behind a moraine that created a small alpine lake. The lake was estimated to be about 10 meters deep and was highly biologically active during most of its existence. This theory was backed up by the abundant and well-preserved organic material present in the sediments. Over time, the basin slowly filled with mostly Aeolian sediments, About 50,000 years later, these conditions resulted in an ecosystem that more so resembled a marsh or a wetland, rather than a true lake. Open water conditions returned briefly between 75 and 55,000 years before the ridge wall to the east was finally compromised. The waters from this ancient lake have been linked to the Brush Creek drainage system, the system which created the alpine meadow where those fossils were found. Back to you, Cassie, to wrap things up.
It is so interesting that the sediments under Ziegler's Reservoir preserve a nearly continuous record of change from 140,000 to 55,000 years ago. Also, that this is the finest alpine ice age fossil discovery in the world. We'll keep you updated right here on CJJJ News as additional information comes in. Thanks for watching.